Most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
And a very good Tuesday evening to you. I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Dressman. Temperatures were a little cooler this afternoon compared to what we saw yesterday. As a matter of fact, these numbers are good 5 to 7 degrees below where we should be this time of year. The average high temperature as we head into the later part of June is right around 90 or 91 degrees, but temperatures only climbed into the low and mid 80s today. Now, this is because we saw some shower and thunderstorm activity build into the Tennessee Valley through the later part of the morning and then early into the afternoon. Therefore, we saw an increase in cloud cover, and we just simply were not able to warm up this afternoon. The Huntsville International Airport saw a high temperature today of 82 degrees. Athens and Decatur saw 83. Florence saw a high temperature this afternoon of 86, and we saw 85 over in Fort Payne this afternoon. Our friends up across southern Middle Tennessee also well below where we should be this time of year. 82 was the high temperature in Pulaski. Fayetteville saw a high temperature this afternoon of 84 degrees. We are going to begin to get much warmer across the Tennessee Valley sooner rather than later. Off to Rainsville we go this evening into DeKalb County. Definitely an increase in cloud cover, but it also looks like the sunshine trying to peek through just a little bit. They're probably going to get some additional rainfall over there in northeast Alabama, probably over the next couple of hours or so if showers and thunderstorms hold themselves together. We'll get to that in just a second. And then we are talking about a completely overcast sky. If you look northbound on Memorial Parkway, traffic also seems to be moving rather smoothly this evening. As a matter of fact, a nice quick observation of the parkway would tell me that there honestly seems to be a lack of traffic at this hour. Right at the top of the hour, 6 o'clock, and there's a nice lack of traffic. Maybe the showers and thunderstorms that have been around through the course of the afternoon, keeping people inside, or people left a little earlier from work this afternoon to head home. And then once again from the top of Montesano, we're looking at a mostly cloudy sky, maybe a little bit of rain off in the distance, but that could just be the moisture in the atmosphere. It is definitely humid, and when you're talking about the higher elevations, you're going to be able to see that moisture. 77 degrees right now from the top of Montesano, but look at the dew point of 72. Our atmosphere is incredibly saturated. If you're going to be going out for dinner this evening, you are going to notice that. It feels simply disgusting across the Tennessee Valley. We have seen a fair amount of rainfall over the last 12 hours. Now, some of us have seen a fair amount of rainfall. This is almost what you would expect as we get into that summer weather pattern. Some of us pick up a good amount of rain. Other folks pick up almost nothing. The Huntsville International Airport, 28/100ths of an inch over the last 12 hours. Pulaski coming in at 1.13 inches of rain over the last 12 hours. It's raining right now in Pulaski. I'll show you that in just a second. Florence, 37/100ths of an inch in the last 12 hours, 56/100ths of an inch in Russellville. And then, like I said, some folks have seen significantly less. A couple of folks have seen almost no rain over the last 12 hours, but that's just the nature of summertime showers and thunderstorms, which is exactly what we're talking about this evening. This activity quickly beginning to push its way towards the I-65 corridor. Now, a lot of this activity is beginning to move to the east-northeast, so it's going to take a little bit of time before it moves into the Huntsville metro, but I do think it is eventually going to move into Huntsville. I think it's eventually going to move into Madison. Unfortunately, that means the Rocket City Trash Pandas game is probably going to be impacted in some way this evening. If I was betting, I would say that they're just simply going to wait for these showers and thunderstorms to move out of the area and then hopefully proceed with gameplay. Some stronger thunderstorms up across southern Middle Tennessee and then some stronger thunderstorms across northwest Alabama. Really, again, a lot of this activity hanging out west of the I-65 corridor. The biggest concern here going to be the threat for some pockets of very gusty winds and some very heavy rainfall, which could lead to a little bit of localized flash flooding. Now, that flooding is not going to stick around very long, but that's the nature of flash flooding, is that it tends to come and go somewhat quickly, but it's the coming part that can have a real big impact. We can kind of zoom in on this area just a little bit. Town Creek back into Littleville, Russellville. We're talking about some pockets of heavier rain beginning to move into Moulton. Light rain for the time being in Moulton, but this activity going to begin to move in over the next couple of minutes. Still talking about some frequent lightning back into Phil Campbell, Hillsboro. We're talking about a little bit of light rain, but some heavier rain going to begin to move in probably over the next 5 or 10 minutes. And then we're talking about some heavier rain, Florence down into Muscle Shoals, beginning to dry out in Cherokee. Maybe a little bit of light rain beginning to push its way into Athens. Again, dry for the time being in Decatur, dry across the I-65 corridor, and then you can kind of see it there on the edge of your screen. For the time being, we are dry across 565. This activity is probably going to linger around for the next couple of hours, but I do think the vast majority of it is going to begin to taper off as we head into the overnight. Other opportunities for rain in the forecast, though, as we head into the lunch hour on Wednesday, isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. I think this activity is going to be much harder to come by through Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. As a matter of fact, I think we are going to be much drier across the Tennessee Valley compared to what we saw today. Today, that activity is obviously much more widespread in nature. I don't think that's going to be the case through Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Are some of us going to get a little bit of rain? Yeah, obviously, but it's going to be much more isolated in nature. Isolated showers are going to once again be possible as we head into the later part of Thursday morning. This activity sticks with us as we head into Thursday afternoon. Once again, some of these thunderstorms could pack a bit of a punch, heavy rain, which could lead to a little bit of localized flash flooding, some gusty winds, and then a little bit of small hail could also develop within these showers and thunderstorms, but that's somewhat less common as we get into the hotter months of the year. Scattered showers and thunderstorms stick with us through Thursday afternoon. Even as we head into Thursday evening, we could even see a couple of lingering thunderstorms as we head into Thursday night. Now, this activity is going to completely come to an end as we head into the earliest hours of Friday morning, and that's where rain chances are really going to take a dive. Much smaller opportunities for rain as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rain chances begin to increase once again as we head into Monday, Tuesday of next week. Actually, I think the weekend is going to be quite nice across the Tennessee Valley. Now, we are going to begin to get incredibly hot across the Tennessee Valley, but it is going to be a very nice weekend. Our weather pattern is going to change, allowing for ridging and a Bermuda high to build in and impact our weather here across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. And if you've lived here for any length of time, then you're very familiar with an upper level ridge and a Bermuda high as we head into the summer months. It's our stereotypical summer weather pattern. It allows a lot of very warm and moist air to build up into the Tennessee Valley. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Temperatures and moisture content are going to climb later this week and then as we head into the weekend. Heat index values will climb into the lower 100s, bringing some of the hottest feeling air we've seen so far this season. It's also going to be the hottest air so far of the summer season, which is kind of obvious considering this weekend is going to be the first weekend of summer. Here's what that could look like, especially as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Air temperatures are going to have no problems, climbing into the low and mid 90s across the Tennessee Valley. Heat indices are going to be in the upper 90s and then even climbing into the lower triple digits. I think these numbers are actually underdone a little bit. I might end up increasing them. I think by Saturday and Sunday, we could be talking about heat indices of 103 or 104 degrees. And again, this is the first weekend of summer because summer starts on Friday. 9:42 p.m. on Friday, to be exact. Sunrise is going to be at 5:34 a.m. Sunset is going to be at 8:03 p.m. And I believe Rock the South is in Coleman this weekend. So it's good to remember some of your heat safety tips. A lot of this is really obvious, which is why I'm not going to show it through the entirety of the summer. I always show it right at the beginning. Limit your time outdoors if you can, which is kind of contradictory because Rock the South is an outdoor event. Stick to light colored clothing. Stay hydrated with water. I like a good alcoholic beverage as much as the next person, but water is going to be key, not even Gatorade. Exercise early in the day or late in the evening, I probably won't be doing. I always run at 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm a creature of habit. Check on pets and the elderly. Keep your blinds and shades closed. That keeps it a little bit cooler in your house, which is going to have probably a small impact on your utility bill. Temperatures right now, currently sitting somewhere in the 70s, 78 in Huntsville, 73 in Albertville, still holding on to 80 degrees in Florence. We're also still holding on to 80 degrees Pulaski and Fayetteville up across southern Middle Tennessee. Small opportunity for rain as we head into the overnight. Otherwise, temperatures drop into the lower 70s. I've got a low temperature right around 71 degrees. Isolated showers tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. I've got a high temperature right around 89 degrees. We're going to get a little more sunshine tomorrow. That means temperatures are going to begin to climb a little bit more. I also think the heat index is going to be a bit of a thing tomorrow afternoon. It's probably going to feel like it is in the mid and upper 90s. The Rocket City Trash Pandas are going to be at home tomorrow evening, just like they're at home this evening. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s, and I also think there's a greater chance that we're going to be a little bit drier. Now, it is going to definitely be on the humid end of the spectrum, so that's something you're going to want to factor into your plans as well. Question of the day. What is your favorite TV show? My all-time favorite TV show, there's two of them. It was always House and Frasier. Now, I have a variety of other shows that I really enjoy, but I wouldn't call them my favorites. Of course, I do tend to enjoy Family Guy. I'm quite excited for the King of the Hill reboot. I really enjoy watching MASH and Andy Griffith, things like that. I enjoy The Neighborhood. Most of the shows I seem to enjoy, I'm realizing, are older shows. I guess I'm very old school. Have a good look at the next 7 days. Temperatures once again climbing as we head into the weekend. Consistent feature, the low and mid 90s.